All right, so you're an MX Bikes gamer now. Whether you've been playing for a while or you're just getting into the game, I'm assuming that you clicked on this video because you're like, hey, I need to check out some controller settings because what I have right now doesn't work. Well, I got a video for you. We're gonna go through my controller settings as of April of 2025. They are a little bit different than what I've posted in the past. Now, if you're just coming from the Milestone games, you should go check out one of my older videos that I posted a long time ago. It's pretty much like an MX Bikes for beginners. Well, if you're past the beginner stage and you're looking for that competitive edge, check these settings out. If you're a third-person rider especially, it will make a bigger difference too. As you ride first person, it is going to be different. So we'll kind of go through it. I'll explain what each one does really quick, but just be ready to pause the video in parts of the the controller settings area where you want to kind of copy and paste them into yours. And before we get rolling into this, we are playing Q Fuelas of Fuela tracks, round 15 of the AMA Supercross series, I believe, and it is Pittsburgh Supercross. He made a version of it and it's super fun. I really enjoy it. It's pretty accurate to real life, and then the best part of it is it's free on MX Bikes mods, so definitely go download it and show Q some love. All right, let's get into my settings. Quick and to the point. As you can see, we're in input 1 in the settings area. So at this point, you should have all of your inputs placed in right here. Your lean, throttle, brake, clutch, forward, backward, lean, left, right, lean, rider tracking. Never mind, you don't put any inputs on that one. Should have all of this. We're going to start right here with direct lean. Direct lean, for example, is if you have it up higher, your bike snaps back upwards whenever you let off the stick. If you take it down, you have to almost manually bring your bike back up, or it takes longer to stand itself back up. Mess with this all you want, but right now, I found a sweet spot anywhere between like 55 and 65. I'm on 62 right now because Supercross, maybe drop it down a little bit in outdoors to get a little bit more flow and smooth feeling, but I would say anywhere around this 60 mark right now, it should be pretty good for you guys. I don't run combined brakes, I have in the past, but right now I'm not. Starting off in the top right, you have this drop down area right here. We're going to start off with lean. My dead zone, I bumped that up for some reason. I'm going to drop this back down to 10. I don't know why that was up. Linearity is at 120. Smoothing is checked. This is super important because if not, it is almost a little bit too touchy. And what I mean by that is whenever you touch your stick, it has like an immediate reaction, where some people like that, some people don't. Me in third person, since I can see exactly when I'm leaning and when not, I check smoothing. I put it at 60 and then my release is 30, so it has a little bit off. Press is whenever you push in the analog stick. See how that like slowly works its way up? If you have that off, then it'll just kind of immediately go all the way to the right. Release is the same way, how it slowly goes back down, but it goes down faster than it goes up. Gain, 100 is stock. I drop it down to 93. My rule of thumb is anywhere in the 90 to 94 range is perfect. Anything higher than that, I notice you get a lot more front tucks than normal. If you're trying to ride the front brake and turn at the same time, anything over 95, it gets a little sketchy. So let's go into throttle. Throttle, I just push my linearity up to 105. Have 0 press, release, or whatever, and then a little bit of extra gain. I don't think this really even does anything. It probably actually hurts you on this current OEM because it's a little bit slippery. So maybe just keep that down at 100. So, but yeah, I'll just put that up there. We're gonna go into brake. Now, brake is front brake, not rear brake, because rear brake has its own thing. Brake, put a dead zone on there because I noticed that my finger would ride on my trigger a little bit and it would cause front tucks. Linearity, left it right around stock, put it down a couple, didn't really notice a difference with this. The biggest thing here for front brake is smoothing. I put a 30 smooth on there so that when I pull in the front brake, it also helps with the locking of the front brake. Gain, dropped it down to 75% because if you have anything higher than that, sometimes you will get your front brake to lock up if you pull it in a little too far. So keep in mind, if you have your gain up too high, it might lock up the front brake. Now, to caveat off of that, we're going right to the rear brake. Linearity 110, a little bit more precision because it is just a button for me. It is not a trigger for me. So that's why I'd bump my linearity up a little bit just to get a little bit more precision on whenever I'm hitting my rear brake. And then the big thing on this one is if you have, for example, I have mine on my X button because I have a PlayStation controller, or your A button on your Xbox controller. You want a lot of press, because when you're trying to use your rear brake, if you don't have any press and you have your gain up kind of high, you will lock up the rear brake. So throw some press on there. I have mine up to 68% because I noticed that whenever I'm using the rear brake, it will lock up if I don't. And if I don't drop my gain down, it will 100% lock up. So I suggest 60 some press with a gain down towards the 50 to 60 range, because anything higher than that, try it. You're going to lock up the rear brake going into the corners. I promise. So give that a go. With the clutch, haven't changed anything, and then rider forward and back and left to right is all stock as well. So we're going to go into input 2, which is gearbox. Preload is on. Obviously my shift up, shift down is whatever you want it to be. And then I don't use direct. Some people do, some people don't. I like to click my stick every single time I need to stand or sit. It's a lot of work, but it's just how I got into the game. Can mess with that per your riding style. Input 3, that's all replay camera stuff, UI stuff. Graphics, I usually run like this whenever I'm playing by myself, but when I go into public lobbies, I just turn these all off and then leave these on high. The only reason why I do that is because a little bit of lag will make a difference in whether or not you can pass somebody or they hit you and you go down. So keep that in mind. You know, lag is not your friend, so do what you can, even though it doesn't look as good, to give yourself the best advantage whenever you're trying to pass somebody. Full screen, 32 bits refresh rate default. I run default and notice better performance and frames. Anti-aliasing 16, resolution high, trilinear and 16. You can mess around with this based on your rig. If you have a lower rig, then maybe obviously drop these down a little bit, but it will kind of get a little funky, so be careful with that. Miscellaneous, nothing really to worry about here. If you didn't know, you can do auto chats from keys 1 through whatever they are, and just put things in here, so that way, like if you hit somebody, you can be like, oh, you know, sorry dude, or whenever you win a race, type 1 and GG, you know what I mean? What's up? Last but not least, we're going to go into simulation. Onboard camera, this is only for first person. These are my settings for first person. I don't play it often, but I do every once in a while to stay up with the times. My external, I run dynamic. You can mess around with these a little bit. This is all personal preference right here, but these are my third person setting. I haven't changed these for a while. I found that they work pretty well for my riding style. I've made 2 night shows in MX or Aerial Pro and made 1 main, got 14th at San Diego. So it works, you know, and I haven't changed these since. So if you can just be consistent, you can learn this riding style, and maybe it works in first person, give it a go. If it does, drop a comment down below. Let me know. All right, we'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully these tips help. Take it easy.